My girlfriend announced, "You are a failure, and I will marry your rich best friend next month." I quietly contacted my best friend's ex-wife, who happily provided me with critical financial documents. I used them to expose his ongoing tax fraud to the IRS right before their engagement party. That calculated move resulted in a quick and brutal revenge. Don't miss the twist. Subscribe and be part of the journey. Landon, age 32, male, had been with Veronica, age 31, for 5 years. I worked as a data scientist specializing in machine learning for a large logistics company near Denver, Colorado. My income was stable, $140,000 per year, plus yearly stock options. Veronica was an aspiring screenwriter who worked part-time managing a small, independent coffee shop downtown. Her income was generally low, about $30,000 annually, which mostly covered her writing retreats. Our combined income was $170,000, which was comfortable but strained in the Denver real estate market. We lived in a $950,000 loft apartment downtown, which I primarily financed. I drove a sturdy, paid-off Ford Bronco for mountain trips and errands. Veronica used a vintage Vespa scooter that I maintained for her short city commute. We often ate at trendy, expensive farm-to-table restaurants that catered to her artistic crowd. Our social life was dominated by her efforts to network within the local film community. In late September, a career opportunity arrived that represented significant professional acceleration. A major international shipping firm offered me a position as head of AI implementation. This role was based in Singapore. The compensation package was exceptional, reflecting the global responsibility. It included a base salary of $300,000, a generous annual housing allowance of $75,000, and a $50,000 signing bonus. The total annual cash compensation exceeded $425,000. This was more than triple my current income. I knew this was an unmissable career jump. I presented the official offer letter to Veronica. One evening, while we were planning dinner, I laid the documents on the kitchen counter clearly. "This job is exactly what I have been working toward," I said. "It is a highly competitive, global leadership position." I explained calmly. Veronica glanced at the documents, her face immediately clouding with disdain. "Moving to Asia for logistics is completely impractical, Landon. The financial increase is indisputable," I responded, pointing to the total figure. She scoffed, dismissing the entire proposition with a wave of her hand. "Head of AI implementation is just a fancy term for a high-level coder. It involves leading a massive, global engineering team," I answered steadily. She then focused on her perceived inconvenience. "My writing community and resources are here in Colorado. You can write anywhere, Veronica." I noted the obvious truth. "Your quantitative job is completely subordinate to my creative potential," she concluded sharply. Her outright dismissal was exactly the conflict trigger I had expected. Update 1. I accepted the Singapore position quietly the next day, establishing a start date in early January. I had precisely 3 months to prepare for the move and the separation. I began my preparation with methodical, quiet efficiency. I started enrolling in introductory Mandarin language courses online and dedicated my evenings to studying Singapore's property and contract law. This preparation was completely private. Veronica repeated her dismissive comments frequently and publicly. She told her friend, Theresa, that the move was an overreaction to a petty mid-career plateau. "He is just chasing a number in some sterile office," Veronica commented to Theresa on a call. Theresa, another aspiring artist who lived cheaply in the city, fully agreed with Veronica's sentiment. Our friend group, heavily skewed toward the arts, generally sided with Veronica's claim of my lack of imagination. "Why sacrifice culture for a spreadsheet, Landon?" My acquaintance, Dale, asked me directly. "I am securing professional and financial independence," I replied factually. I began my private financial and logistical preparation immediately. I opened a new brokerage account with an international investment firm, moving substantial assets out of our joint accounts. I secured a 6-month lease on a minimalist, modern condo in Singapore's Tanjong Pagar district. I sold my Ford Bronco quickly, depositing the funds into my new, private account. I had already contacted my brother, Marcus, and ensured all my family trusts were updated to list him as the primary beneficiary. Everything was tactical, legal, and focused on self-preservation. Update 2. I announced my final, non-negotiable decision on the third week of November. Veronica and I were eating dinner in our loft apartment when I brought up the subject calmly. I needed this announcement to be final and emotionally detached. I am relocating to Singapore on January 5th. I stated simply. Veronica dropped her fork onto her plate, creating a sharp, startling sound. You cannot be serious about moving halfway across the globe. I am completely serious. I confirmed, meeting her gaze steadily. I am executing this career move. She launched into an intense confrontation, trying to exert control through emotional appeal and personal attacks. She demanded I explain the financial details again, searching for loopholes. This move proves you prioritize money over our connection, she insisted. I prioritize professional opportunity and stability. I clarified quietly. She quickly delivered the predetermined ultimatum, trying to force me to choose between her unstable life and my predictable success. If you take that logistics job, our relationship is over permanently, she said sharply. You must stay here and support my artistic breakthrough, she demanded. I chose the career and self-respect, a decision made months prior when she first mocked the offer. My response was entirely without hesitation. I choose the professional advancement, I replied. Then I am marrying Felix next month, she responded, referencing my rich best friend. I understand your choice, I said, ending the conversation with objective clarity. Update 3. The fallout over the next several weeks was a textbook example of emotional manipulation. Veronica cycled through predictable stages of outrage, followed by desperate attempts at reconciliation. She began by expressing sharp, focused anger, claiming I was destroying her best years. You are selfish and unsupportive, she stated repeatedly. I am acting in my best financial interest, I replied, maintaining a factual distance. She then transitioned to bargaining, promising to write a script based on my life. She offered to manage my finances and be my partner in Singapore. I can give you the creative spark you need, she said, her voice soft and persuasive. That offer is not acceptable, I told her honestly. Her final phase was a stubborn denial, refusing to pack her belongings or vacate the loft. She behaved as though the Singapore offer would simply disappear, like an expired visa. This denial made my logistics easier, as I simply arranged for storage of her property. I remained analytically detached throughout. My conversations with her were brief and purely administrative. My emotional state was one of quiet, efficient preparation. The end of the 5-year relationship felt like pruning dead branches. Moving day arrived with a silent precision, a few days after the dramatic exposure of Felix. The international movers efficiently packed and shipped my remaining items. Veronica was entirely absent, having gone to a friend's remote mountain cabin to process. I left her a final, brief, legally sufficient letter from my lawyer regarding the loft sale. I flew out of Denver with a feeling of profound relief. My first detailed view of my new life in Singapore was one of futuristic energy and tropical humidity. The city was vibrant, clean, and relentlessly forward-thinking. My new office, located in a hyper-modern tower in the central business district, confirmed the gravity of my role. My condo in Tanjong Pagar was high-tech and provided a stunning view of the harbor. The work was immediately challenging, involving complex logistical systems optimization. Update 4. I was thriving professionally in the new environment. The role of head of AI implementation required constant, intense problem-solving and strategic planning. My team was international, highly competent, and appreciated my analytical focus. Socially, I embraced the city's dense energy. I began exploring the island's unique architecture and history. I quickly connected with a new circle of friends, including a brilliant machine learning engineer from my team named Anya and a local financial analyst named Jing. Financially, the $425,000 package meant my savings accelerated at an extraordinary rate. I purchased a high-end, efficient BMW X for my daily commute, ensuring reliability and minimal environmental impact. My lifestyle improvement was noticeable but controlled, focused on reliable technology and sound investments. By late August, 8 months into the role, I achieved a critical professional win. I successfully oversaw the launch of a new, global optimization platform, resulting in a 3% increase in network efficiency. This success was quantified with a significant mid-year performance bonus of $30,000. I immediately placed the entire bonus into my new Singapore bank account. Around this time, the remnants of Veronica's network began to reach out. Theresa, the friend who had sided with Veronica, sent me a convoluted Facebook message. "I heard Felix is in a lot of trouble." Theresa wrote vaguely. "How are you doing?" "I am doing extremely well," I replied politely. Dale, the acquaintance who had questioned my culture sacrifice, also messaged, "Wow, Singapore looks insane, Landon." I was polite but reserved in all communications. I offered no specific details about my financial status or my new personal life. I maintained a professional distance. Update 5. In October, I secured the full, undeniable public recognition of my success. I posted a detailed technical white paper on my professional GitHub profile, outlining the efficiency gains from my new platform. I also updated my profile on a specialized industry forum, detailing my title Senior Director, Global AI Implementation. This was a promotion I had quietly earned after the successful launch. Veronica inevitably learned the full, non-negotiable truth about my status, title, and income. The public paper confirmed my technical expertise, and the Senior Director title confirmed my rapid advancement. She had insisted I was a failure, but the evidence of my measurable success was undeniable. She sent a long series of messages, alternating between outright accusation and self-pity. "You should have been satisfied with Denver," she complained first. "I needed a larger professional challenge," I stated factually. "That AI job is not emotionally fulfilling," she tried to insist. "The financial and professional fulfillment is complete," I countered. My brother, Marcus, called to congratulate me on the promotion and the white paper. He acknowledged the truth clearly. "You were right to leave that entire situation," Marcus said. Theresa, her friend, also sent a short, sheepish apology text. "We were misled about the job, Landon. We apologize." I accepted the apology neutrally. Their admission confirmed my logical decision was correct. Update 6. In February, Veronica traveled to Singapore, claiming she was attending a brief art and technology symposium. She called my office and requested a private meeting to discuss an urgent personal matter. I agreed to meet her in a public atrium near my office complex. I wanted the meeting to be controlled and brief. When she sat down, she immediately attempted a performance of newfound maturity and focus. She claimed she had spent the last year working intensely on herself and her career. "I have finally matured, Landon," she claimed, attempting eye contact. "I am pleased to hear it," I replied, my expression neutral. She insisted she had changed, but I referenced her past actions and recent social media posts. I mentioned the old scripts I found, which contained thinly veiled character assassinations of my colleagues. "Your past work mocked professional stability," I reminded her. "That was just creative license." She tried to dismiss it. I then referred to her very recent social media posts, detailing her failed attempts to secure funding for a new film project. "Your current projects lack financial viability," I pointed out. She insisted on returning to the relationship, suggesting she could now be a supportive partner in my life. "I can fit into this life, Landon," she insisted, leaning forward. I calmly declined the offer, explaining that the separation was permanent and the emotional breach was irreparable. "There is no shared future remaining," I stated the fact. "You should reconsider this opportunity," she persisted. "I have already made superior arrangements," I answered, ending the conversation by standing up. Update 7. Veronica did not accept the decline and attempted a brief, futile period of online sabotage. She tried to damage my professional standing by posting negative code reviews of the public white paper. She also posted anonymous comments on industry forums, claiming I had stolen the original idea from an intern. My corporate lawyer, Gavin, a specialist in intellectual property, managed the online attack efficiently. Gavin sent a cease and desist letter to the hosting platforms and tracked her anonymous accounts. He provided documentation proving my sole authorship of the platform and white paper. The legal threat was withdrawn immediately. Her online claims completely collapsed under factual scrutiny. Several members of my global team, including Anya, publicly refuted her claims. Anya posted verifiable source control logs that proved my technical leadership and continuous development. Veronica's reputation was completely destroyed by the facts, which directly contradicted her emotional narrative. Update 8. 1 year later, my life was characterized by rock, solid stability, advanced wealth, and genuine personal happiness. My financial growth was substantial, secured by my high salary and smart investments. I was in a respectful, committed relationship with Anya, the machine learning engineer from my team. Anya was intellectually stimulating, professionally ambitious, and completely honest. Our life together was logical, supportive, and built on mutual respect. In early March, on my birthday, Veronica sent a final, desperate message. It was a long, emotional email sent to my corporate address. I finally understand what I destroyed. The email read, "I deeply regret losing my stability and future with you." She continued, detailing her financial difficulty. I crafted a short, polite, and completely non-committal reply. "I hope you find peace and stability soon," I wrote. I immediately forwarded the email to my lawyer and blocked her address. The entire past chapter was closed and irrelevant to my expanding, successful future. Final update: the following summer, I was visiting Los Angeles for a small, industry advisory board meeting. While waiting for a flight at LAX, I unexpectedly saw Dr. Alina Choi. Dr. Choi was a renowned professor and the head of the creative writing program at Veronica's university, a woman Veronica had always considered a powerful authority figure. She recognized me immediately. Dr. Choi approached me, her demeanor serious and apologetic. "Landon, I owe you an apology for what Veronica became." She admitted her own mistakes in encouraging Veronica's sense of artistic superiority over measurable, stable professions. She confessed that she had contributed to Veronica's unrealistic belief that talent alone was enough. I wrongly taught her that technical careers lacked substance. Dr. Choi admitted, her voice low. "I regret not emphasizing financial realism to her," she continued. I accepted her apology calmly, understanding that her confession was genuine. I explained that I appreciated her honesty, but that her opinion did not change the factual outcome of the situation. I stated that my decision was always logical, based on verifiable data. My reflection confirmed the final, lasting life lesson: prioritize verifiable success and stability over any subjective, unstable promise of potential. I moved past the betrayal by building a new life with an exponentially higher measurable value. The quiet, logical closure came from realizing that my analytical plan had worked perfectly and flawlessly.